Hello my friends and welcome back. I've been missing, yes I know, been a really busy couple of weeks, so apologies, and today I'm putting up the Nutcrackers and we'll start that in just a minute. But right now I have my coffee. Yes, it's the Christmas mug. So nice. It's actually really nice to drink out of too. You know when things, sometimes mugs are not nice to drink out of. Anyway, what's been going on? I've been working really long hours and, well, you know, quite long hours and quite physical, because I've been helping friends out, working for friends who have an import business, and due to COVID, everything is late, and they also, we have a vaccine mandate here in Victoria. Well, I think in Australia, I'm not certain to be honest, but anyway, they needed vaccinated workers because that's how it is. And so yes, I've been packing boxes. It's hard and I'm happy to do it, and it's lovely working with friends, and the things that I'm packing are beautiful. But having said that, it's pretty hard and the hours are long, and by the time I come home at night, I can feed myself, tend to shower, feed myself, and fall asleep in front of a Christmas movie. And that's about the extent of it. And then this week was Peter Mac, my hospital, it was visits to the hospital and my normal catch up, my normal appointment, and also some, not, you know, I won't share it, but I am family ill health, not my sons and their wives, but family ill health, and that was a bit of a blow. So yeah, it's been a bit of a rock and roll week really, and I haven't been here for you, and I'm really sorry, because I love these little gifts to you, and you seem to enjoy them, and I love catching up with you. So today I'm going to put up the Nutcrackers, which will be sort of, I think, probably maybe almost the extent of my end of my decorating at this point. And I'm drinking coffee because I've been running around doing things. So this morning I had a quick catch up with a friend, and then I have made my bed, vacuumed the house, cleaned the bathroom, cleaned the kitchen, emptied the dishwasher, done the washing, put it out. Actually, I've got my big winter doona is out airing because it's almost a nice day. It's cloudy, but it's not raining and the wind's not blowing and it's not cold. Welcome to Australia in summer this year with La Nina as opposed to El Nino. Yeah, the weather system that makes summer feel like a fairly chilly autumn. Anyway, so what else have I done today? I've done a few things today. I've made a very long brain dump list, and as I'm going along, I'm putting things in my shopping list, you know, on my phone. And if you don't use your notes on your phone, I really think try it out. It's well worth it. It goes along with smart plugs, you know, that stop you crawling under the Christmas tree. It goes along with those for useful things. The Notes app and the Reminders app, they're both really good. And as you saw, I have lit my Christmas candle. It's the first time I have lit it. It's a sand and fog one, and it's called Fresh Pine, and I think it's lovely. I'm only just beginning to be able to smell it, but I like the sand and fog ones, and I think they're a good company. Three women who wanted to make beautiful and ecologically, you know, quite sustainable candles, and ones without too much fragrance and things that don't trigger allergies, those sorts of things. So for me anyway, they work really well, and I love their scents. Now, before I put up the Nutcrackers, I want to say something about something. It was sort of triggered by one of my subscribers, and it was such a lovely response, and it was that she had put away her concept of Christmas, that she was no longer, you know, she was no longer decorating for Christmas, she was no longer, you know, I'm not saying she wasn't celebrating Christmas, but she was no longer, you know, putting things up in her house. She'd given all her Christmas decorations away. That was a different part of her life, and she was past it and she was through it. And then she saw my little Christmas tree, and it is quite small and it is very simple, and really I'm not prepared to deal with anything much more than that anymore. And she said she realized that she could have a simple Christmas that brings her joy in her own home, and it didn't have to be the the old full-on Christmas. And I thought, you know, that is something that I think is well worth embracing. Look, maybe you are one of those incredibly lucky people who have family around you, and you know, children coming in, maybe grandchildren, maybe, you know, maybe neighbours, maybe just friends, not just friends. Nothing's ever just a friend. And you know, and so you still do the full-on Christmas, and that's delightful. But if you haven't, if you are perhaps you don't have your family nearby, perhaps you don't have children or grandchildren, perhaps you are, you know, single, and for you it may be a bittersweet time of year if you have done those things in the past. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a huge relief, and you're going to take yourself on holiday to a beach resort and lie in the sun and let people wait on you. And hey, I'm all for that as well. But if it is that you have feeling a little sad about Christmas, then I would really encourage you to do the things that you loved about Christmas, and do them for you as a gift to yourself. Not to feel sad or to remind you of Christmases past, but more to say, hey, this is, you know, we've been through a couple of really tough years across the world, and this is a little celebration of life, and of a Christmas if you are a Christian, and of so many other religions if you are not. Many religions and cultures celebrate this because it's midwinter in the Northern Hemisphere, and as a result, you know, many people celebrated midwinter. They think that's why Stonehenge was built, you know, because it actually lines up with midwinter. Yes, it also lines up for the midsummer solstice, but it lines up for the midwinter one. And you think, hang on a minute, what are people back then who are living literally day by day by day, what are they wanting to celebrate? They're going to celebrate the fact that the light is coming back, that the growing season is going to come soon, and it looks like they have enough food stored to get themselves through the winter, the rest of the winter, and into the growing season. This has been the time of year when we celebrated, when we came together. And I'm all for inclusivity, and yes, my tradition, my background is Christian, but I don't exclude anything or anyone, because I think that all good values are worth valuing. That's sort of where I am. I think embrace the simplicity of it if it is going to bring you joy, and do the things that make you happy, not the things that you feel you have to do because it's a tradition in your family or whatever in your neighbourhood. But do enough to make you feel happy and joyous about this season. I mean, one of the things I did last weekend when I wasn't vlogging was I decorated our apartment block. You know, it's a very small apartment block. There are 16 of us, and it's only on 2 levels, so it's a very small group of people. We have a Christmas party every year, and we have a Christmas tree. And we have a Christmas tree done where everybody walks past, and tomorrow we will have our Christmas party, and so it's now tradition that one of my neighbours, he buys the tree and then sets it up, and then he helps me and I help him, and we decorate it together. And because this is a 1960s built apartment, mid-century apartment block, you know, we do the full-on tinsel tree, and it's, you know, I'll show you, that'll be in another one, but I will show you the full-on tinsel tree, and it's wonderful. And while, you know, once a year, the whole area, instead of being our parking area, we takes the cars out, we park out on the street, and we turn it into a party. And it's the most lovely idea, and it's a great concept. So it's a simple thing. Right, that's my little spiel for the week. And now let's go and get these nutcrackers out of their storage boxes and up and onto the buffet. And this is where the nutcrackers are going to go this year. I just put some lights behind them. It's hard to do lights at this time of the year in Melbourne, because we don't lose the light till after sort of 9:30 in the evening, but they sparkle anyway. So here's some lights, and I have the 2 storage boxes of the many nutcrackers. I also have this little grouping here of some of my favourites. Oh, those candles aren't lit. Later. Now to turn this into my nutcracker display. I used to be able to tell you where everyone came from. I really did, but not so much now. There these little fellas, I know, I can't remember, but they were one each. One for each of the boys, and I can't remember which is which now. Honestly, I bet they can. This is my newest one, and I should really wind him up and turn him on. Just a minute. How cute is that? I think his mouth opens and shuts a little bit too. Drums and plays. He's very special. And Matthew and Rachel gave him to me this year while they were out shopping for their own Christmas tree. And here they all are. And they just fit. It's a bit squeezy. But this is the result of many years of collecting one by one. And it all started here with this little fella. He's lovely. And he was the first one. And in front of him is a very special little chap from Singapore that my lovely niece sent me. Oh, hang on. This fella's turned away. And these two came, of course, as you can tell, a little beefeater and a Tower of London guard. And they're small ones. They're just the right number. I tended to buy these in twos. And with luck, next year my sons will claim some of these for their homes. Especially the ones that were in pairs and just for them. But there are many, as you can see. They're very fierce and very smartly dressed fellows, and every year I have to zhuzh up their hair just a little bit because it gets a bit flat while they're wrapped up in bubble wrap and stored in their boxes, sleeping away the year. There are some very glam ones in here, like this fella. He's very glamorous, very, very much into the Christmas bling, as is this man over here. They are not, of course, used to be nutcrackers. They are purely decoration. And this giant one. And yes, there are probably bigger ones out there in the world, but this is quite big enough, thank you. I think I'd just about pass out if there was anything else I had to store. There we go. It must be Christmas now, because there are the nutcrackers. Well, there you go. Another of my Christmas traditions completed this year, and I just love them. You know, they're just a little bit of joy and frivolity, no doubt about it. And as I say, these were not rushed out and all purchased on one day. These have been collected over, well, 30 years. And the last one was given to me by my son and his wife, who are the ones who are on baby watch. And yes, they do have one for themselves. So, the traditions carry on, and that's one of the things that brings us joy throughout the year. I think it's one of those human things, isn't it? Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed seeing them for another year and that they bring you a bit of a smile, if nothing else. Do join me over on Instagram. I just put up a reel with them in it, so there's some music that I can't share, but it's just a sweet song for this time of the year. So if you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up and say hello down below in the comments and let me know your traditions. And wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you soon. Bye.